What is going on, conscious leader? Welcome to Heaven on Earth, the weekly astrological forecast here on YouTube. And this is the astrological forecast for the 14th until the 20th of October for your spiritual growth as a light worker, as a conscious leader. And boy, oh boy, whilst we're recording this is a full moon in Aries, and I'm feeling this one. This is feelings of rage. This is feeling of like, fuck, leave me a fucking alone. It's like, just that rage, that anger going on. And I have it in the 9th house, which is even more about this, my teachings, my guru, etc. Anyway, I bet you are all feeling this. And this full moon is about cutting relationships. It's about being your own leader, about doing it, about going it. But also understanding that, you know, some other people are there as well. And it's about having that balance. And we're still with Sun in Libra and Mars in Libra. And we just got to look a little bit, have a nice, beautiful overview of what's going on. Mars and Sun, which is very fiery and just like doing, is an air sign. So we are communicating, interrelating. This is about relationships, and we're doing it. We're meeting a lot of people. Just like I bet you're having a lot of appointments and a lot of people coming, in your life. And then what's going on is that we have the North Node, our purpose for this year, to make us most happy. And Neptune in Pisces, and there's like emotional grand trine constantly happening now that we have Venus, the relationships, and Mercury, our analysis and our conversations, in deep going, delving, honest, secretive Scorpio. And so this is about our relationships and ourselves, our self-analysis, going through a deep spiritual cleanse, and about finding our spiritual home, and about surrendering, and about we're processing a lot of emotions. Okay, so we really need to look at what is that moon and Venus doing, since they are related with our feelings and our emotions. And then we have Earth. Earth energy is completely going through a change. Yeah, Uranus and Taurus, boom, like constantly like breaking things up, like building the tension, and explosion. And Pluto in Capricorn is just completely destroying our, or rebirthing business and authority. Now, we got to look at what's happening this week, okay? Right after this full moon, which is happening at midnight and, at 19 degrees, the moon is going to hit Taurus. And what's very, very, very interesting is that, Uranus is there, right? And Venus is just opposed Uranus. So, Venus in Scorpio is going deep in relationships. And Mercury in Scorpio is about conversations. And we have that Libra energy. Like I said, we have a lot of people coming into our lives. This is about complete honesty, to complete going deep, understanding the psychological needs of the other person, and going deep with the person, even merging, even, just trying to understand the person so much that you really want to like become, or like just penetrate the person so much. You're like, why? Why is this happening? Why is this happening? And that moon in Taurus with the Uranus there is just going to bring up so much emotions, about our stability, and about our safety, and about our self-worth. And, we kind of want to experience, we want to feel it. It's as if, with the moon in Taurus, we want to feel the other person really. This is about complete sexual, sensual tension. And Venus in Scorpio can be secretive with its sex, with what it values, like holding it for itself and just like being super secretive and stingy. But with the moon in Taurus and Uranus completely opposing it, there's no secrets. This is like, just letting it out. And this is like another round of that For me, it has a similar feel to the Me Too movement. Only, you know, Jupiter, just when it was in Scorpio, it just was a lens and it just like let these things out. But now, I predict, I feel there's some crazy shit gonna come out even more about, you know, Me Too crap, and about even not that alone. I think your money, your values, the people you relate with, you know, expect the unexpected in that. Trust me, I think you're in for a surprise. And since we, you know, have Sun in Libra, Mars in Libra, you know, I don't know. It can go both ways, right? This is like, you know, one spectrum and the other. So, you know, when that happens, I think it's we cannot hide anything anymore. You know, it's just, what is your intention? And you know, we just had such a beautiful week. The previous week was really about emotional healing and about compassion, about, you know, just relating and really surrendering, and about sacrifice, and about, you know, just no ego. But, you know, that full moon in Aries was about the complete opposite, and it was just about, after having those conversations with those relationships that you needed to have, and, you know, just like relating, it was then that full moon in Aries was just about boundaries. Okay, done. I've done the conversations that I needed to have. I've said, and I went as deep as I could, and now it's about poof, complete me and boundaries and myself. And then the moon in Taurus, you know, just really wants to poof, experience that, but just complete feeling, sensual. But as I said, with that Venus in Scorpio, this is about revealing even more secrets, even going even deeper, and maybe just the deepest as you can. I think there will be rebellion in your relationships. I think with money too, unexpectedness, expect the unexpected. That's all I'm saying. Moon will stay there until like Tuesday, Wednesday, and then that moon hits Gemini. When that happens, this is, you know, obviously gonna trine that Sun and that Mars, and I think the conversations that we need to have, or the arguments, and just like, you know, stating very clearly, being super clear about, you know, why you did what you did, and trying to understand the other person and analyze the aftermath of the full moon in Aries, if you will, because that full moon in Aries is just very intense. It is a full moon in Aries. This is where we initiate. This is where the emotions, for me, run the highest, because Aries is so freaking... It for me, it has a kind of a similar feel than a moon on Uranus, if you will. It's like, there's constant airplane crashes. And obviously we can do things that we, you know, then have to analyze and think like, shit, what did I actually do? I think that's a good time for that moon in Gemini to relate, to conversate, you know. These are the last bits, like the last 10 days to really do that, because then it's about deep connection in Scorpio. So every argument that needs to go on the table there, just drop it out there. You know, you can then just clearly speak your message, clearly speak your truth there. And then that moon hits Cancer on Saturday, and Sunday it conjuncts the North Node. And Mars is gonna square the nodes, and this requires action, a fight for justice, the warrior for others. This is, you know, an action required, opposing, or, you know, just the old energy, your past karma, authority, any authority that you need to, you know, fight for justice. This is a fight for justice. You know, whatever the fuck is going on in the world out there that you think is not justified, whether that be something with organic farming, pesticides, pharmaceuticals. I don't care. Like Uranus and Taurus, it's just like that Venus opposite Uranus there is just there for a reason. It's just exposing, those things that we value deep within, and I think that's the pre-event for that Mars in Libra, which is about fighting for justice, fighting for others, for those people who have been done wrong. And I think if there's people that have been done wrong, it's the public. And we're going to have to fight for our right, if you will, right? Against the authorities. And, there's a pretty clear message from the universe with the moon on Cancer on the North Node. This is have the North Node in your freaking heart. And at the same time, Venus there is trining it. So this is like those values deep within and the merging you are doing and those things that come from so much sexual power. Sexual power is the best power there is, or not the best, there's no best, but I mean the strongest power there is. So we can come with so much freaking power to fight for justice and to show government, authorities, bosses, like, I'm fucking done with it, man. This is done. This is going to be a powerful moment with that moon on that in Cancer that feels home, feels on purpose, and there's a strong emotional pull towards that purpose. So that's it for this week. And to be honest with you, I drew the cards for this week, and I had very, very interesting insights in that. We have Pentacles 4, and obviously Pentacles 4 is all about just stagnant energy. It was reversed, by the way, and it is about not wanting to share your love, not wanting to share your money, your possessions, your values, and just like being stuck in your ego. And I think with that full moon in Aries, that's obviously very it's the aftermath of the full moon in Aries, if you will, where we're still caught up in me and my values and my possessions. But this world is about sharing, and we need to understand with Uranus and Taurus at least that this is about the collective, and this is about building communities. Uranus and Taurus is build the freaking community on Earth. Yeah. And so I think then I drew Sing and Dance, and that's the guidance. This card is always, what can we do to make this intention fulfill? And honestly, we need to sing and dance. We need to just, why? Because the Mars in Libra there, that is a fight for justice, a fight against the authority. This is not the fight from the old. The fight now is a fight from love. Love is always the answer and always is the motivation. And if we can be a love warrior and just come from that place of complete knowing that love reigns everything, and compassion and joy and singing and dancing. Singing and dancing is going to bring us in that childish, universal joy. And there's no hatred that can gain. The light always wins. Light always conquers dark. Why? Because you understand that you are source, that you are complete, omnipotent, forever loving, because you have been created according in the image of the Creator. The only problem is when you start to identifying with any thought or any particular thing of yourself and to fight for that. I don't think it's about this. This is about fighting for the fact that we know that we're interrelated, interconnected, and that it's all about just that we're love, that we're created out of love. You are as God created you. And everything, every little detail, every little atom completely constructs itself, constantly renews itself. And that is love, that is creation. But we are not to identify with that creation as ourselves. We came into our bodies as ourselves to experience the change, to experience new experiences. But when we hold on to this experience and make it real, that's where we get caught up in fighting, because we want to defend something that does not exist anymore. We know it deep down inside of us, and that makes us freaking angry. And so if you know that change and love is the only constant, you can meditate upon it, you can penetrate that, you can know and see that everyone else is going through the same thing. Atonement is the only thing on your mind in that sense. And that is what we should be doing and focusing upon. And then no one, because this is the truth, no one then can gain or conquer or have victory over us. Being the light and love is the message, and you can access that by just freaking singing and dancing. And with so much, Neptune, and there's going to be that grand trine between Mercury as well, and or at least grand trine, a trine aspect between Mercury and Neptune on Thursday, Friday. This is knowing source, communicating from love, communicating from that power of all is connected. Whew. All right, that was so much love, and I would like to invite you to come and join the community that I'm creating on Facebook. That is an astrological conversation. That is to know what to do with full moon, new moon, live Q&A, and your personal zodiac forecast. But it's just so much more than that. It is about being a light warrior. It's about being a conscious leader, a light worker, and to know what to do to grow spiritually. Heaven on Earth, the personal astrology guide. That's what the Facebook group is called. You can access it by clicking the link below. I would like to thank you and see you next week. Much love. Be well.